Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. Welcome back. It's a happy Thursday. And it's not the last day. It's the 31st of the last day, right? Yeah, I never know if it's 31 days or not. Tomorrow's the last day. But welcome back. Thursday. It's going to be a great day of trading, guys. I am very, very excited. Pumped up for today. And remember, past is the past. Today's a new day. Let's make it a great one. Pumped up. All right, so what do we have going on today? We have 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time, final GDP for the US dollar, unemployment claims for the US dollar, and final GDP price index for the US dollar, all at 8:30. So there's a handful of red and orange folder events coming out. Might move the market, might not. I mean, we'll see if it's back in play. Lately, the market hasn't really cared about these numbers. It's been about different fundamental events like the bank crisis. But now that the bank crisis is potentially resolved and over, we'll see. Maybe these come back into play. So it's definitely something to at least keep an eye out for, right? And then later in the day, we have our favorite person ever, Yellen, speaking at 3:45, but nobody's trading at that time, or you shouldn't be. But that's it. Alrighty, let's move on to the charts. I tell you what, last night, I was spot on with every single trade. I mean, spot on. Pound yen. We were looking for this retest of 163 even quarter point for a push higher through these highs. Got it. Pound USD. I was looking for a retest of this support zone, also this trend line. Came slightly below, but went right back up to the highs as expected. Got it. What else? US30 didn't quite go as far as I was looking for to go to the downside, but we got a little bit of a retracement. Boom, pumped up. Oil, I was looking for a retracement to the upside for then potential shorts today, so we got that retracement up. We'll see what we get today. But all in all, guys, I mean, last night was just an absolute monster of plays all over, and they were very, very predictable too. So we'll go over those as we go through the charts. But first things first, let's start off with the dollar and see what it's given us today. All right, seeing some weakness here still. However, we are running into an area of prior rejection. Also, this prior volume node here, if you look left. Major support sitting right around 1015. Weekly chart still looking bearish. We're on our way to fill last week's wick. And so if you look at the hourly chart on the Dixie, we're sitting right at these lows. Hourly bearish engulfing. So let's see if we can break these lows and start pushing back down towards 102. If that's the case, then you're going to see, we've been seeing this weakness with the dollar today. You're seeing pretty neutral rates. And you're seeing the gold run, you're seeing oil run, you're seeing the equities run. So, we'll see if the dollar breaking these lows adds more fuel to the fire for all the trades today. But yeah, definitely watching these lows. If these lows give up and get overtaken by sellers, then we will see some continued plays out there in the markets. Speaking of rates, 2-year rate sitting right here at this prior, right back on top of this prior support area and this rejection area. What happens every time we're on this area? Big pump, big pump, big pump. Back up to at least this area here. So given that the rate's 4 hours, showing some exhaustion and support down here on top of the EMA, could get a nice pump to the upside. If that happens, then watch out, because lately the rates have been more influential over the dollar. And so if the rates start pumping up, then you're going to see gold be weak. Something to keep an eye on. 10-year rates, same position. So just keep an eye on that, because if they do maintain bullish structure, then that's going to cause some weakness in the markets. However, if we do start confirming back through these lows, then we're going to head back down to these lows at 3.6 and continue our bullish momentum. We shall see. All right, US30 just taking off. We're already up 217 points on the day, and it's only 7:06. So as far as plays last night, it was pretty predictable. If you look at this zone, and we talked about the zone, we've been talking about it every day for the last couple of months. This 32,600, where we have all of this rejection here, right? Just a big rejection zone. And so again, what I say every day is, you know, how does price react to certain areas? And from this rejection, big pump, right? From this rejection, got these big pumps. So naturally, if you look at then price yesterday, we broke through, closed above, and then on the lower time frames, all I wanted to see was a retest of this breakout here, and then a pump the upside. And that's what we're getting. I was really looking for it to come up into this rejection area here, and that's where we're sitting right now. So this is going to be an area to keep an eye out for potential shorts, because this has been, you know, last time we left this zone, this is where we topped out at, and then we dumped pretty heavily, right? Now that was, I think, a news event, but regardless, I mean, it was definitely a news event, but regardless, this is an area that has a lot of heavy volume, right? Then you see this is where volume came in for this upside move, right? And this was, I'm sure, a news event day as well, right? So a lot of volume in the area of 32,900 area where we're approaching right now. So definitely want to keep an eye on this zone for potential weakness and rejection, given that, you know, we're very overbought and we have a lot of room to the downside. So going to look for it to come back a little bit, maybe towards closer to VWAP. We'll see how far it pulls back, but if I were to look for shorts, it wouldn't be till later. I'd want to see some structure form like this. However, you know, if later in the day, I'm not trading equities till at least 8:30, then maybe we'll look for longs if it's back down in the range. We'll see where it's at, but definitely keep an eye on this 32,920 range. And if we break above, I mean, you got clear skies ahead. So, and then as far as finding some support, so we had this breakout, we had this retest already. So moving forward, we had this breakout right where VWAP is, no retest. So potentially we'll keep an eye out for 32,780 as well, for then a bounce. And that will probably be right around, let's see what the retracement would be. Yeah, right around 50%, 61.8. So decent area. Yeah. So we'll see. Analyze those later in the day. Goldilocks. Four-hour chart. So taking a look at current structure, maintaining these higher lows. Just retested this higher low, left a nice exhaustion wick, bullish engulfing. So it seems as if gold wants to push higher, back up into this 1985 retest point. Looking at the 1 hour, although 4 hour looks nice and bullish, 1 hour is stuck in the range from yesterday. So for me to want to trade gold, I'd have to see a close above this range. I don't care what time frame it is. It could be the 15-minute, or not 15 minute, because if you look at the 15 minute, we already attempted that. So it would have to be the 30 minute. I'd have to see a close above this range for me to consider any longs. Then I'll look for some type of retest and for a push towards 1979. As far as shorts go, potential shorts, if we can break back below, retest and sell. I'd want to see a push back below this consolidation point here, and then reaction off VWAP, and then shorts for a pushback down to lows, and that would be in the case where the rates are running and the dollar is holding up. So yeah, we'll see what that gives us. Again, wait for a close above on the 30 minute, or wait for this rejection for then sells. Cool. Taking a look at oil. Massive 4-hour rejection from yesterday. This has been a pretty strong pivot point and rejection in the past. If you kind of draw the zone over from the wicks, this whole area here is a rejection zone. So we're now in that as a potential lower high. We just filled this drop, filled this move from yesterday. So if I were to look for shorts, this is the area I want to see shorts. So what I'm going to look for, pretty clean price action, right? So if you look for maybe a break through these lows, retest, and then sells back down through the 72.60 lows, it'll look for something like this. Is my only trade idea for oil today. Longs, we've already ran so far, and I wouldn't want to see longs until above these highs, and at that point it's too bullish for me to want to take a long because I'm not a scalper. So I will be waiting for these oil shorts. If I get them, we'll see. Pound yen. Again, fantastic opportunity last night. If you look at the 4-hour chart, this 163 has been a very, very major psychological level and rejection level. As you can see, back from March. We're in March. Back from the beginning of March, that is. And so what happened yesterday was we had a very bullish, strong bullish close above, had that rejection sitting on top. And so what I wanted to see on the lower time frames was just a reaction back down into this quarter point where we had this wick before. And then I wanted to see a nice pump through these highs. And that's what you got. Looking at price action today, though, already selling off pretty decent. We're at VWAP. We're already at a decent retracement here, 61.8% retracement. So if I were to take longs, this would be the area to take longs on this breakout retest right at VWAP. However, daily shows a lot of rejection in this area. A lot of daily rejection wicks, even looking left here as well. So I'm not confident in these buys. I would be confident in these initial buys from here before we get that run. But now that we already got this run here, and there's a lot of rejection in this area with wicks, that could have been the daily wick for us to then either chop for the day or sell off. So given that there's a lot of rejection, I'm not sure I want to take longs. If I were to take longs here, it would literally just be for a scalp back up to this area here. But I'm not much of I don't really trade that much that way anymore. So I think I'm going to leave pound yen alone unless it breaks below 163. Then I'll look for shorts back down to 162.3. That's the only idea I have for pound yen today. I don't want to fight against all of this rejection here, right? Just too much. So we'll just have to see how it plays out today and go from there. Pound USD, again, same idea, right? If you look at the higher time frames, the 4-hour chart, look at this area of support. If you drag it over, that's what we were sitting right on top of last night. And so basically I just want to see a retest of this zone where we had this rejection prior, and then a pump back up towards these highs, and that's exactly what you got. Pretty clean price action right now. So let's see, 4-hour, nice bullish engulfing through these highs, getting a pretty steep retracement now. So it seems like we're in this choppy range for the day. And yeah, so let's see if this has rejections on the daily as well, or if we're pretty clear. We're actually pretty clear. I mean, this area that we're heading to has a lot of rejection, which is the downside, right? So it's something where, okay, we could potentially buy it back up. So I'd be okay with taking longs on pound USD here. Potentially in this area right here of rejection where we have VWAP, we have this area of resistance before we broke out and had some volume come in. So, but we're seeing a lot of selling right now, a lot of selling pressure. So I'm not going to jump in front of a train here. It actually looks very, very weak and heavy right now. So the dollar finding some support. So the dollar rolls over through these lows. Keep an eye on the dollar because it probably will influence pound USD ultimately, because it does have the dollar in it. And it's a currency pair. So I might consider longs here if I can see the dollar starting to break through those 102.350 lows. But right now, I don't want to buy with this rejection at the top here and with this sell-off. But yeah, that's everything I'm looking at for the day. And yeah, just let the trades come to you. Keep an eye out for the 8:30 news again. And yeah, have a great rest of your day, everybody. Make some money. Safe trading out there. Have a great weekend. Peace.